Howdy folks, thanks for stopping by the YouTube channel here. Today this video is a long time coming, and this is my first experience, my first experiment I should say, and my foray into trying to do a little bit better demos. So we'll see how it turns out. But the reason I wanted to do that, and the reason this video is taking that next step, is the clarity of the audio for this. I want it to be as good as I can possibly get it, because I'm going to be talking a little bit about my main gigging amplifier, which is the Synaptic amp that people usually see me around town with in Baltimore. Every time I bring that amp, I get at least 2 or 3 people a show coming up to me asking what the amp is. Probably, it's a very eye-catching amp. It's red Tolex. It's got this beautiful, on the head and cabinet, beautiful piece of bird's eye maple on it. Grill cloth is that old school Voxy look. It's just a sexy looking amp. But the main thing is the audio and what comes out of it. And I think, in my opinion, it's one of the best amps that I've ever played through. And I've been playing music for 23, 24 years. So I'm pretty happy with it, and I highly recommend synapticamps.com to anybody looking to kind of up their game with their tone, especially if you're looking for something that you can really personalize and make your own. And I think what's cool about it is you can personalize it so much, not only from the grill cloth to the color of the Tolex or whatever it is, but the circuitry and the EQ, whatever you can dream up, they can kind of figure out a way to make it. This amp's great. It's a 22 watt amp. It's kind of in that black face wattage level, that early kind of deluxe kind of level. And it's got power scaling, so I can still play at bedroom volumes and get those breakup tones. This particular amp has 6 L6s in it, preamps, just 12 AX7s. It's a very American sounding amp, but my goal with building this amplifier with Steve was that I wanted to achieve those clean Wind Cries Mary breakup tones, and he freaking nailed that. And when I push the amp harder, it breaks up awesome. It doesn't get too gainy. It's perfect for me, for what I do. And as far as playing blues and funk, and rock and roll, it's perfect amp. So what I would recommend you do is, if you're interested, go over to the website, look around, see what is being built, what was built, and hit them up and see if it's possible to build something that your dream amplifier would be. For me, this has worked out fantastic, and I love recording and gigging with this amp. If I was wealthier, I would have 4 different amps from Synaptic. So basically, today, let's take a look at, I'll dial in some tones, talk a little bit about the amplifier after I play a little bit. But yeah, I just want you guys to hear it. I mean, it needs to be out there. It's a newer company, and a lot of people don't know about it, and it needs to be known. So, without further ado, I'm going to jump over to the amplifier so you can check it out and play some music. All right, here she is. This is the Synaptic MH Skytone, which just stands for me, Mark Hopkins, and Skytone is named after my daughter. So you'll see it's sexy, right? it looks pretty awesome, and obviously that is not the main thing we look to accomplish when setting out to get an amplifier, but it makes it more rock and roll, right? If it can look sexy and sound good. So in this case, I think 10 out of 10 on both accounts. Now, I'm going to start off doing some more clean stuff. This is going to be, basically that Wind Cries kind of tone. So a little bit of hair around the edges is how I would describe it. And just for reference out there, so I am playing a PRS Starla, and just going straight into the amplifier with a 10-foot George L cable. The Starla is set on single coils. got just the right amount of breakup. Just the right amount of breakup. For me, I think this amp is kind of, I don't know, man. It's definitely, I'm not a high gain guy, so for me, it's the perfect amount of grit. And you can hear it's got like, kind of like that Vox almost shimmery high end too, but it's not too shrill. For me right now, I have the mids all the way up on the amp. Everything else is kind of cranked up a little bit. And it's got a bright switch on it as well. So, I mean, if you're in a room, depending on which guitar you're playing, from night to night, I definitely switch it up. Whether I'm using that bright switch or not, it comes in pretty handy depending on the density of the room. If there are a bunch of windows, is it a nice woody kind of sounding room? It depends. Let me switch over. I'm gonna go to the humbuckers on the Starla just so you can see it breaks up a little bit more. Let's go to that was the neck pickup again. Let's go to the bridge pickup. I'm gonna back off a little bit of the treble because it is getting a little bit more bright with the bridge pickup on, and then I'm gonna give it a little bit more dirt. As you can see, like those humbuckers really break up really quickly. It's nice. It's a nice thing about having a cold tapped guitar is you can totally do that on the fly and get more breakup just by switching over to humbuckers. All right, I'm gonna switch some settings in the amp and we'll do some more. This is no reverb either, it's totally dry. But you can see this is breaking up really nice now. cool. So those are the humbuckers. Let's switch over to the single coil, staying on the bridge pickup, see what happens. Really nice. You can totally hear those single coils. The gain drops off just a little bit, but there's still like a great bit of hair around the tone itself. You still get that really great stratty type vibe. I'm gonna switch over to the neck pickup and show you. Pretty nice. So you can see there's a lot going on. I mean, if I back the volume off a little bit. It's almost like you can get this thing to fuzz up a little bit too. All right, switch over back to the bridge pickup. Point being that I feel like this amplifier has this like great potential for so many different genres. I mean, if I'm playing funk stuff, so that's the Synaptic amp. I'll do another one of these where I'll put my pedals in front just so you can see how it handles overdrive. Really kind of puts it into that kind of soaring mode when you got a nice, you know, overdrive box. TS9 or something like that in front of it really kind of makes those tubes sing. So yeah, man, that's the Synaptic amp. We'll do another one. Does have an effects loop in the back, so you can run, you know, any of your kind of modulation effects and stuff through the back of it. I think my delays in front of it sounds great. I mostly use it for slapback, but I think it sounds awesome in front too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will get better at doing these. This is my first foray into the tech side, where I'm miking things up and doing that whole thing. It's fun, but we'll see what happens as I progress here. So, Synaptic Amps, synapticamps.com. Mark Hopkins in the hotel, markHopkinsmusic.com. Come see us around the Baltimore metro area, and catch you guys on the flip side. On my way to the city, Lord, fresh off the rebound train.